What's up, dude?
Hello, Max. I'd like to know if you have still any future plans, and if so, like, what are they for the Let's Play series? Like those things were freaking hilarious. Like when you threw the box of Dragon's Dogma at your wife.
I want to Let's Play Lollipop Chainsaw. Why haven't we done that?
Play it.
Is that game any good?
Lollipop Chainsaw? Is that game any good? Has anyone played it?
It's got boobs, right? How bad can it be?
That's all he tells me. It's got boobs. Let's play it. Let's go. No, like Dragon's Dogma was one of those games I was just really looking forward to because I didn't play Skyrim, and I wanted to play like a big journey type of game, and I wanted to make it a little interesting by making it kind of like a show. But no, I'm definitely looking into doing more Let's Plays of games and making them very entertaining. If you had the chance to see, we just did a recent one with like the Assist Me crew playing like some online game. We're gonna do stuff like that, where we actually get everyone in the crew in between the moments where we're not shooting as we have downtime and like fire up like GoldenEye 64 or something like that, you know, like old stuff and really cool stuff, and just have like Wesker and Doom beat the hell out of each other. NBA Jam.
Just as long as it's not that stupid Saturn system you keep bragging about.
Dude, the Saturn's pretty good. My friend Matt really likes it.
He's an idiot.
All right, then that was it for my question. Thank you very much, Max.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Max.
Yeah.
I would like to say that your videos do introduce new people to the community, like myself.
Thank you very much, man. I'm glad.
UMBC, after watching your videos, I really had to come in. And Doom, I love you.
I like you too, R2 man. Love is such a strong word. It only
the force
applies for one person in Doom.
Not here, Victor. Not here.
Oh! That means later tonight.
Oh, the drama.
And for my question, do you think you could do Beautiful Joe? Like, it's alternate costume.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot as of late. Like, a lot of folks have been wanting to see Joe since Joe's getting a lot more tournament time and stuff like that. So I'm definitely not leaving him out because he's a character that's totally possible and a costume that's, you know, pretty easy to pull off. The challenge is trying to fit him into this season because we have a very solid story with this season. But
you purred.
I'll ignore that. But we're definitely looking into more characters for the remainder of this season, and I'm not going to say no to any of them because I keep it open and I keep it up to fan suggestion. Like every time I ask like which characters do you guys want to see, I make a mental note every single time, and Joe is definitely in there right now.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
First off, I want to say, Dr. Doom, you won so many points for that JoJo's comment.
Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah, it does.
I remember there was a JoJo's game on the Dreamcast. Any guys ever heard of Dreamcast? That was a real game system, not any of this like DLC and like patch it later. No, you got a game, it was done. What happened to those days? I don't care if it was broken.
Doom's pretty old school. Holy
I've got, I guess, two quick questions.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about branching out into more types of fighting games like anime fighters, since Persona 4 is getting really like?
Kinda. I'm excited about Persona 4. I got to play a small snippet of it at E3 because the Persona booth was kind of packed whenever I went over there, and that game was getting a lot of press. Because I like games that like have a character that I really like to use or play as, which is like, you know, like a Siegfried or a Ken or stuff like that. And Persona has this crazy visual aesthetic to it that looks so damn cool. The last like mega anime fighter, I guess you could say, like if you consider the Guilty Gear series like an anime fighter. Like I last played, like BlazBlue. I played a little bit of BlazBlue, and it reminded me so much of like GGX that I just kind of went to other games, and that was it. It's not that I dislike them. It was the fact that I played so much like GG back in the day that I kind of just moved on to Third Strike. And I played Third Strike for a very long time. So yeah, when you play Third Strike for so long without any of these other games around when it was the mid-2000s, you kind of become like, Third Strike's the best, everything else sucks. You know, and I had that mentality for a very long time, and it kind of like waned me off of anime fighters while all these other games were coming out. But no, Persona 4 I definitely want to play immediately as it comes out. And hopefully won't get totally murdered. You want Rumblefish?
Rumblefish.
You want me to go boot up like a PS2 and find Rumblefish?
Yeah!
All right.
And
Rumblefish.
And Wesker, if they do show more support for Marvel, how would you think if you had Ashura on your team? from Ashura's Wrath.
Do they come with sunglasses? That's rule number 1 on Team Wesker.
He punches things until they explode.
I can get behind that.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Hi.
What's up, dude?
I guess I have 2 questions. How do you decide which character is going to do next in the show? Is it more what fits in the story, or what you have like available to create?
A lot of the times it's the story, and like the other half of the time it's like the fans asking for characters. We've definitely had some through the effect of season 2. Fan requests definitely make us alter things we had for the season story, and change things like straight up. And Taskmaster is actually one of them. We had a lot of requests for Taskmaster like about a month ago, and we wanted to do Taskmaster as a character, and essentially flipped another character out to do that one.
And which character do you think would be the hardest one to do an episode for? I would have said MODOK, but you already did that.
No, like, MODOK would be a really challenging episode because in some situations where I need to dive into the character further to fully understand what's going on, I go to the community. And I did this a couple of times for season 1 because I was putting a lot of time into first editing Assist Me and a lot of time dedicated to learning how to edit. I had no idea how to use like X23 or Jill. However, I went immediately to shoryuken.com, went to this character-specific forums, and found some guys that were more than dedicated and willing enough to help me out and tell me, yeah, this is how you move around with her, this is how you do this stuff. And I took their advice and I just practiced with it, and I'm like, all right, this totally makes sense.
Okay.
And then I took their advice and made a video. So those were very much community-driven, and I made that a big point at the end of the video that these guys worked their butt off to make this character make sense in this vid.
I think what Max is trying to say is that MODOK is free. So what?
I don't know, man. He's pretty godlike looking in that video.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, man.
God of Nightmares.
All right, I also have 2 questions. First of all, what or who is it that got you inspired to get competitive in fighting games?
What was that? Say that one more time?
What or who inspired you to get competitive in fighting games?
Oh, man. I remember when I first started to get competitive is different than when I first started playing like fighting games, as I'd been playing fighting games before I can even remember. I can really call. The only a memory I have of them is the fact that I have photos of me reaching like, high to a joystick on a Street Fighter II cabinet, mashing Blanca electricity. But when I first started to get competitive was when I was around maybe 12 or 13 years old, and Marvel vs. Capcom 1 was out, and I saw Strider for the first time and had no idea about the character before that, and I'm like, this is the coolest video game character I've ever seen. And I started to take the game really seriously. I went to the mall. I was like this young kid amongst a bunch of dudes that were like 20 to 30 years old, and I started to go to all tournaments and stuff like that. And it was just seeing a character and being so motivated to get good at that character that I went to every tournament for like a year. And my mama dropped me off, and that was it. It was a pretty unique experience. You meet a lot of people by doing that stuff. This was like back when there was no home version of games. Like if you wanted to get good at a fighting game, you had to have money, and you had to like I hope my mom gives me more than 4 quarters this time, because you don't have jobs or anything like that. It's interesting to see how much like the community's changed since then, where you have the access to training mode, but. Yeah, it was a very unique experience, and that's what really drove me, was the fact that I was around all these people, and we were helping each other out, and they accepted me being this young kid, and like, hey, this kid knows how to use Strider and Gambit, it's really weird, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's definitely when it happened.
All right. And a question for Doom. Have you gotten to play My Little Pony Fighting Is Magic yet?
I gotten to play what?
My Little Pony Fighting Is Magic.
Isn't the demo only like 2 characters at this point? Something
4.
like that. They haven't put rarity in, so I don't give a shit.
They did.
They did.
What? When?
They did, supposedly.
You asshole. You've been blocking it from me.
Dude, I'm not going to endorse
You hate it. Don't admit it.
I'll admit I don't like it, that's for sure. But you and your obsession.
We are having a talk when we get back to California.
Next question.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, is rarity top tier? Because if not, I'm going to kill that developer. That's not good enough.
What's going on, Max?
What's up, dude?
I have one question.
Sure.
When are you guys going to do another epic rap battle of you and VC3?
Yeah. The epic rap battle was definitely a very unique situation. We came up with this idea. The funniest thing is that us as a group, we were coming up with ideas last year for like the finale of the show. and we literally were in like a giant like pool in Vegas, throwing out ideas like we should do a rap battle, and I was like, this like moment of like, oh my effing god, and then immediately we started coming up with lyrics. It would be the characters, and it was just such a spur of the moment thing. We contacted a friend of mine, Zed Tabani, who has already done a lot of work in the industry and a lot of work for Capcom as well, music wise, and he came up with some badass lyrics, and we made it work. It was just like a flow. We didn't even think about doing it. We just kept going with it, and it happened. The crazy thing is that we immediately got contacted by the guys who did Epic Rap Battle. That we had to stop. Yeah, we can't do it.
Oh, what?
Yes. That's the problem, is that it was too similar to the original property. So there was challenges there. It almost didn't happen, and I had to re-edit the whole thing. This is the challenge, that we had to be very adamant that it was a parody. Like, there's nothing in here that isn't actually taken from Epic Rap Battle except the way it looks.
Yeah.
And they eventually came back and said, okay, it's fine. And they were really cool about it. This is when they just got partnered. Like, they were making the big time on YouTube. So I can't blame them, because they were protecting their property, and I can totally understand where they were coming from. And then they came to me and said, okay, it's fine, just don't do it again. And it's not that we can't do something like that again. I'm not saying no, or like parody musical type stuff isn't out of the realm of possibility, because we are planning stuff. So I wouldn't say no to like another thing like that. It's just for something like Epic Rap Battle 2 or Epic Rap Battles of Marvel 2, we can't do it like that again.
Okay.
It's the challenges of putting stuff on YouTube, you know.
And we are very white.
I'm not. What about uncanny rap battles?
Is that not? Is that the same thing? No, we can. No, it's a rough slope. It's a rough slope. Doom will go ahead and do it anyway. You watch. But thanks, man.
Yeah.
Did you put something on my phone? Thank you, bud.
All right, I got a few questions. One, Phoenix, will you marry me?
Phoenix just asked you. One more time. Let's hear it one more time.
I said,
Someone
Phoenix
just proposed.
No.
Missed Gene and Victor. He wants you to marry him.
All right. We're the shot. We're the shot. And for Max, you keep
I won't marry you.
Oh no. I thought about it.
All right. As long as we're clear.
Me and Strider available later.
Who?
Just saying, Strider.
I'll think about it.
Strider's available later? I'm not gonna go there.
It's Vegas, baby.
Actually, where do you
Goes
find
to
time
Latveria.
Doom.
What?
No, you're busy with consistently putting out videos for all of us to enjoy. Do you actually get to enjoy gaming as much as you used to, or is it just become more of a business?
It's not as much. Like it's a challenge when you like have to get certain things and capture certain things at a certain time and like dedicate time to certain games. Like a lot of the times, like especially with something like Evo, like the biggest thing I wanted to do coming to Evo was I want to play Marvel. Like I have an itch to play Marvel and not online. So it's a thing where I have to like find friends and stuff like that to dedicate time to, especially with covering a lot of games and trying to remain consistent, because unless you're like Justin Wong or a lot of these like insane professional guys that have no problem just mastering the hell out of 4 or 5 titles, it's one of those things, my brain don't work that way. I get into Marvel 3 and I try to focus attack and it's like, this is bad. We're gonna have problems. I like this guy. Solutions immediately. But no, it's I do wish I could put more time into Marvel 3. The biggest challenge with this stuff and covering a lot of the games is that I try to keep educated with the community, the game, the scene, to understand like this TAC Infinite thing is big and it's happening right now, whether it's going to affect things or not, you know, stuff like that. Did they actually pull it off in tournament? That's pretty damn cool. Was it hype? Okay, that's all that matters. So it's cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to try to dedicate more time to games like Marvel and, you know, some of the bigger, newer games that are coming up, because those deserve attention as well.
Yeah, all right.
But thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
To get you through some like swift kicks to the head.
Quick question about December. You posted a video on Ultimate Marvel of on-disc DLC for Doom's voice change.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that?
It was a complete prank.
I figured that out.
Prank.
I mean, I actually
But
sat there. I didn't know. I just got the game and I actually tried to do it. And I'm like, it's not working.
A lot of
My
people
friend
really
called me. He
tried.
goes,
What's funny is that I had like a brief conversation. It was right around the time after we got done with Ultimate Assist Me, and I remember talking with one of the guys we worked with at Capcom about like it being a possibility, and it's just impossible because it's a Marvel character, like and things along that nature. So, how awesome would that have been? Like I couldn't even believe if something that we created would have actually ended up in the physical game. That would have blown my mind. I think the only thing that is somewhat related is that Galactus has a move called the finger laser. And he just points and fires a finger, but I don't even know if that's related. But no, I wanted to make that a possibility, but I totally understand how it can't be done.
Yeah, like I actually thought that was real. I called my friend. I'm like, it's not working.
I worked really hard to make that thing feel like it was real.
It got me. I'm not even gonna lie, it got me. And one other quick question: you ever get pissed off when you lose an online match due to lag?
Yes. You can't help it. Like that's the thing, and that's when I play matches in post, I am able to go back and look at things. But when I lose control of like what I feel is going on by not being able to block, in the game like Marvel Online, it's super frustrating. And I think anybody who plays online will agree with me. It's just the way it is.
Stop playing online for that particular reason. I can't stand the lag. It's but it's at the same time like I have to look at the positive of it, that it's valuable, it's convenient, and it's an easy way to get easy matches against a ton of other different competitions. So I look back and I find the value in it, and that's why I keep returning to it. So but I won't say it's not frustrating. Like those moments where it's like, I swear to God, I swear I blocked that, I swear, okay, and you're freaking out. I just turn off the system. That's at that point it's just like I'll find I get pretty mad
more
salty
competition.
up in there. Okay,
I can totally relate with you, dude. That does happen.
Yeah, thank you. Good job on Assist Me and Online Warrior.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Max.
What's up, dude?
How old is your dog?
How old do gods get? No, he is 2.5.
Really?
He is not a puppy. He just looks effing cute. Like ridiculously cute.
That's the deadliest weapon, cute. And I got a request for Doom. For Doom Plays.
What's up, Doom? Let's go.
What's up?
Play the Impossible game.
What's up?
Can you play the Impossible game?
Can I play the Impossible game?
And beat it?
What kind of question is that for the ruler of Liberia? I am the Impossible game.
I guess that's a yes.
All right, good job on Assist Me.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, Max, what's going on?
What's up, dude?
All right, it goes without saying by the showing of everyone that's here in attendance that clearly everyone enjoys Assist Me. Would you guys agree?
Thanks, guys.
So I have a question for you because obviously you got involved with Cross Assault and there was a big casting call for that. So if you do continue with Assist Me or if you have another production, I was thinking, have you considered probably making a public casting call to have some community involvement, maybe for someone to actually appear on Assist Me or your next future project, and maybe perhaps have Doom judge it?
Ooh, that actually would be a really good idea. We've had similar ideas to that where we'll go on like public casting calls and like make a video and saying if you want to submit, your video with costume and acting performance and respond to a certain scene. That's actually a great idea. In the event, we actually might have like a budget to do something like that to properly like fly them out, for the weekend and then shoot it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, get Maximilian on that.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and a lot of when it comes to a lot of the actors we get in the show, it comes down to convenience to get the shoot done when we need to get it done. But no, that's an excellent suggestion. That sounds like something really good, maybe for like the Kickstarter or something like that if we do it. But yeah, good stuff, dude.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So first of all, Max, thank you for everything you've done so far with the video and stuff.
Oh, thanks, man.
Pretty much, it literally helped us, a lot of us, with a certain character that we used and whatnot. So I only have two questions, one for you and one for Wesker. So for you first, will you be planning on thinking maybe doing certain character that's been very low usage that has a lot of potentials for upper tier or like mid upper tier later on?
Yeah, Shuma. Yeah. That was a big reason I did Jill in the first season, because Jill is still, I think, an untapped character and just so freaking hard to use.
Oh, you think she was untapped?
Whoa.
Oh, God. No, I do look at some of the lower characters, but I also look at the more used characters a lot of the time because when it comes to figuring out which characters, I like to do characters that are getting like a spotlight sometimes and then try to balance it out with others. A lot of the characters in this season so far, like Deadpool, I felt was kind of one of them. Like you don't see Deadpool very often, and he's one of those guys that sure other characters do similar stuff to him, like that he is, but some other guys are, the stuff that he can do is ridiculously awesome and it's a little bit more difficult, but it looks so damn cool. So I'm saying, like, yeah, I do look to vary it up a little bit, like putting MODOK in an episode or something like that is good because people want to see what to do because they don't maybe understand it yet, and getting a basic understanding is exactly what they want to get using that character. So, yeah, I do agree.
Okay. And Wesker, I used to use you at Vanilla, but at the same time, I want to ask is, why are you free to Trish?
Got a thing for a lady in a corset, what can I say?
Thank you for the honest answer.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.